Some way to innovate fundraising is, of course, dependent on what you're already doing in your organization, but just some ideas. There's, for instance, the peer-to-peer fundraising. So I can actually take peers and encourage them to do their own fundraising for us. So I can provide them with tools and a platform to reach out to all of their individual network, which is a great amplifier. And we just need to give them a few things to get going. One example are walks. Walks are happening all over the world. They are fantastic because you have a purpose. You can ping your peers and say, hey, I'm going on this walk. And by the way, a walk can be a virtual walk. You don't even have to walk anywhere. You can make it a virtual one. And you just encourage people to come and be part of your fundraising and even make it a little gamification. So who is actually at the top level? You compare. It's a fun, nice, friendly competition. And then we can pledge, let's say, to put $500 together from our community or whatever the number is. And you'll see it amplifies. It gets so many people together. And it's also really showing what you're doing because you use messaging as part of the peer tools. So this is number one, peer-to-peer fundraising. Another one is virtual events. I mentioned that a walk can be a virtual event, but there are other virtual events. You can have town halls, or you can have events that you just publicize on your social media and come together as a community. You can have support groups virtually, or you can have training classes and question and answer sessions. So you can have all of these virtual events. They're great because they're easy to put together with social tools, social media tools and videos, and everybody has already Zoom access. So people are now used to it. The advantage that COVID gave us that we're all now digitally savvy. We can actually go and have fun on Zoom instead of being just discouraged with the technology. Another one that comes to mind for innovative fundraising, crowdfunding. So why not actually use some of the crowdfunding tools that are out there and leverage those? And you just have to Google crowdfunding and you find so many examples where you can actually just get crowdfunding for your nonprofit. Or other than gamification, there are social media campaigns that you can run with all the social media tools. And YouTube was one of the examples I mentioned, but also leverage LinkedIn networks. Facebook is already used very much, but Facebook is not the only tool. There are so many other things that you can use. Why not even get into things that maybe Gen Z is very familiar with, but the older guys or people like me are not as likely to go on Instagram or even TikTok, right? So why not post videos there as well? You can create giving days. Giving days are special days that are dedicated to your type of organization, and you just piggyback maybe on existing giving days and use that to publicize and energize and get the word and rally the community for your purpose. There's also online merchandising. Have you thought about just creating your own coffee mugs and t-shirts and other things? It's so easy these days to sell that stuff online. And you may already have some t-shirts with your branding, your name, your organization. If not, then just go and get them. It's not that expensive. And you can sell them and make a little bit of money. And it's fun because it brings the community together and it shows appreciation. You can even use the same tools to appreciate your donors, which would love to have a little bit of a tangible thing in their hand that is an emotional connection to your organization because they deserve it. They gave you money.